I'ma get down with me. Baby. Sorry, I'm begging you, please. Please, girl, just work. Just work. Now I want me, girl.
Yeah.
Just work. Just begging you, please, girl. Just work. Just work. Now I want me, girl. Just work. Just work. Begging you. Say that you're down with your marry me, let me know. Working harder than another farmer Mexico. Working harder than a dude from Mexico. Man, you sit on myself from Mexico. Hey, I'm on a whole nother plane. I'm in love with a stripper like a P-Pain. Looking up and dropping on me and
Mince, what's good, man?
What's good? What's good, family?
Hey, you know I had to bring in that intro for you, boy. That's one of my favorite songs right there, boy. Hey, man, I appreciate you taking the time to get up on here, man.
Man, I appreciate you having me, brother.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Look, for all the viewers that's coming in right now and is watching this, this is Life After Sports podcast with Kevin Johnson, and our special guest we got is no other than Mr. Mince, Jeremy Mincey in the building.
Yo.
All right, man. I appreciate you taking the time. For those of you that don't know, and majority of you do, Jeremy Mincey played in the NFL and is a former NFL player and currently is an entrepreneur and philanthropist. So with that being said, this is episode 10. Mince, we at episode 10 already, man.
Hey, you racking them up, brother.
With that being all said, man, I appreciate you again taking the time and man, we want to dive into this tonight, man. The theme for you guys, the theme is why business deals go wrong. All right, that's the theme for tonight. So, Mince, man, talk to me, man. Where did you grow up? Tell me about your early childhood. You know where you began.
I began in a town right outside of Savannah, Georgia, Statesboro, Georgia. Kind of rough area, you know what I'm saying? A lot of poverty, no opportunity. But I found a way to make a way, you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. So I'm just glad to be here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Same here with all the things that we see what's going on in the world today, man. Like just being here to be able to watch this and see what's going on and be alert to what's really happening in this world today it's a blessing just to be here.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. So, I mean, talking and, you know, normally I like to stage my interviews from pre-career, in-career, post-career. So we're going to talk a little bit about the pre-career, man. How impactful was sports for you while growing up? Like, when did that happen and when did that occur?
I mean, I started out as a basketball player. You know, I didn't even like football. Like, you know, other than playing, throw them up, bust them up in the hood, you know, that's the only thing I did football-wise. But I started out as a basketball player. You know, I was a basketball star. You know, left hand, right hand guy, can hoop.
Okay.
You know, we used to gamble playing basketball at the park. You know, even at a young age, you know, I was able to play with the big dogs. You know, I remember how I got started is ironic. You know how you play 21, right?
Yeah.
And the guy that win 21 get to pick the teams or whatnot. Or you could get the first shot to pick the team.
Yeah.
I made the first shot, and I picked the team that ran the court the whole day, and it's kind of like, that was it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't look back, you know?
Wow, man. That's what's up. So when did you start playing football? Like you started basketball growing up, and when did you start even deciding that football may be a route?
Well, I had a cousin, man. One of my cousins talked me into it, and we lived in the same projects. And I used to watch them when I was young, walk from school with their jerseys on, and I seen how much pride they had in it. And, you know, that was when I was in the streets bullshitting. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And I failed a credit shy my freshman year, and I got kicked off the basketball team. And that's kind of when I took life a little more serious. And my mama gave me her last $100 to, that was our light money, but she gave it to me to go to summer school so I can get that credit and go to, look at coach, look at somebody want to coach something. She gave me her, she gave me her last for me to go to summer school. And once I got those credits, I ended up, just tightening up. You know, all my grades went from F, you know what I'm saying, F's, C's, to B's and A's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I eventually came off of football spring of my sophomore year, And
This your
then
sophomore year in high school.
high school.
Yeah.
And then my junior year, they put me out there, but I sucked. But that summer I worked so hard, man. I gained like 10 pounds of muscle. And my senior year, we ended up winning a state championship. We actually went to the state championship my junior year and lost.
Wow.
But we all made a promise to each other that we were going to come back and take the state over our senior year. And that's what we did.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So while you was a kid, just from middle school to high school, who was that inspiration for you as a kid growing up? Who did you inspire to be like?
I mean, back then, I looked at the outside where I didn't see it as realistic. I thought that was just, when you look on TV, it's just TV. So my inspiration was local guys. We had one of my inspirations was a rapper named Camouflage, out of Savannah, Georgia. He had just signed a big deal with Universal. And what inspired me about that is what all my cousins was working with him. Everybody I knew was working with him. And just to be in that atmosphere, knowing that, wow, we just close to, success, I knew in the back of my mind that I can, take it to that level. And I remember being at the parks, telling people, you know how you hear these old school cats, man, boy, back in my day, back in my
days.
But I'm like, where did you go? You got to college and you quit or whatever. Like, I say I'm not finna be no shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go ahead and take it to that next level. And I was one of the first out my neighborhood, period, to go pro. And then after me came Justin Houston, D'Angelo Tyson, a lot of good players out of my neighborhood. Because, I set the example of belief. Like, I made people believe that it's possible, and everybody followed it.
Man, I mean, that's big coming from Georgia, coming from the community that you were in. And I remember that just as much, just going to the neighborhood park, and you always hear the stories of older, OGs that's been there that say, hey man, don't do this, or I want you to be better than me, get out of here, like do what you got to do in the school, take what you learn and go out there and make something of yourself. So I mean, look, man, you've hit it on all cylinders, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
and
man.
Talking about in career, man, how was your experience during the NFL draft?
Oh, it was frustrating. Because, I mean, you get these grades and everybody tell you this, and you take, I did fairly well at the combine. I was definitely a ranking player, making, especially with lateral movement, and just the ability to play, like those little small things that, I ain't have the fastest 40 time, even though when I was young, I was a blazer, because I wasn't supposed to be this big. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't supposed to be this size, but I worked my way up into that size. As soon as my body caught up with that size, like my speed caught back up with my size. So it took a while to develop, but on draft day, man, it was frustrating. I had a team call me and ask me, "Do you have another player number?" Like, what kind of shit is that?
Oh no, don't say that. Not on draft day.
On draft day, man, they were like, "Hey, do you have Darryl Tapp number?" Man, I was like, man, I'm gonna hang up on these motherfuckers, man. Like, yeah. I got mad, I got mad with the Jaguars. Like, they called me and asked me that. Like, no, the Cleveland Browns, I think. And then the Jacksonville Jaguars called me again. It was like, yeah, we now by this time, when you look at the newspaper, it said, well, Mincey should be going, first to third round, whatnot. That didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's kind of embarrassing. You got the whole hood out here, everybody waiting on draft. And then it doesn't happen. But the second day it finally happened, and the whole community came out, man, because I was the first to do it. You know what I mean? So, I got drafted by New England. And got there, I didn't understand football like that. So, I didn't realize how mental football was. You know what I mean? Like, and I learned that from Bill. I salute Bill Belichick, man. He really believed in me. I just didn't understand what was going on. So they eventually, when Junior Seau came in, and that was a roster spot. Then, like I tell you, Corey Mays and Pierre Woods, those kids were killing on special teams. Like, I could dominate on defense, but I know I was never playing special teams. You know what I mean? So I had to figure it out real fast. Like, yo, you got to do what it takes out here in this game. Like, drafted or not, like, you got to do what it takes. So I ended up going to San Francisco after I got cut. I was driving home. They didn't even let me take a shower leaving New England.
Are you serious?
They
Hey,
didn't let
man.
me shower, man. Like, yo, listen. And they said, you got one day to go ahead and pack your stuff and get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So after I got cut, you know, I jumped in my car, packed my whole room up, drove all the way from Boston to Atlanta, you know, and on the road from Boston to Atlanta, I got a phone call from my agent. And she, which most people don't have a female agent, but I had one. And she called me, and she said, you got an opportunity to be on practice squad for the 49ers. So when you get home, go ahead and, you know, take your day to rest, pack your bag, get ready to catch this flight to go out to San Francisco. And I went out there, and I did really well, man. I learned, you know, I learned the game. And I started becoming dominant in practice. So they offered me a contract off practice squad, like not to get on the team. They offered me a contract, like a 3-year
And people don't
contract.
understand, getting a contract off practice squad is a big thing.
That's a big deal. They offered me $300,000 off the practice squad to sign with them and stay for 3 years. But I was always a business man. I'm looking at it like, man, state property, state tax. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't make sense. And plus, I was 5 credit hours shy of my degree, so I went ahead and turned them down and signed with Jacksonville.
Wow.
Yeah, so I ended up getting to Jacksonville, and when I got to Jacksonville, you know, I'm thinking, okay, well, I done turned them down for this, and they know I did. I'm gonna get out here; it's gonna be different.
Yeah,
man, I got there and got cut my first off season because I
in
got
Jacksonville.
injured. Yeah, I got injured, but I'm a fighter. Fighter. I didn't quit. That next season, they cut me and they put me on practice squad again, and worked my way into a roster spot and ended up getting some sacks in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
And that kind of set the tone for my career.
Wow. So, I mean, talking about the longevity of your career, I mean, do you believe that you exceeded the expectations and maybe just your expectations for playing in the NFL?
I mean, I did play 10 years.
And many people can't say that.
Yeah, I did acquire, 30 plus sacks. I did do a lot of things. So I would say, to be one from, yes, I see the expectation. Yeah. But had I loved the game more, I think I could have been a Hall of Famer, man. If I'd have really put my all in it, like, because, after a while it becomes business. When you get done wrong, how I got done wrong so many times, you start looking at it like, fuck it, it's business. You know what I mean? But the funny thing about it is that same business mentality got me paid. You know what I mean? So, it was a win-loss, win-loss thing type of thing.
But, Mince, we talk about business. I mean, did you experience any business deals that went wrong in your career? And how did you handle it? Because you're talking about, you felt there were certain areas where, you felt business could have been handled a different way.
Oh, yeah, man. I feel like in 2009, I broke my thumb in a preseason game. And what hurt, 2008 hurt me even more because I had a chance to walk from my university. I did all that summer school, putting all the work. And then, they made me miss a game for a preseason game to rehab. Like, I'm like, yo, they made me miss my graduation for a preseason game to rehab, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that hurt. Like, I still haven't walked from the University of Florida. That's a milestone. You know what I'm saying? And I worked so hard to get that position, and to let them steal that away from me for a preseason game, I was fairly upset. But, it is what it is. Water under the bridge, and I just kept working. And then then a year after that, I ended up getting cut again. I broke my thumb sacking Byron Leftwich in the preseason. And I looked at my thumb, and it was just hanging down. I kept pulling it up, and it just falling down. I pull it up, fall down. Pull it out, I said, oh. So I was out, I was out of football, period.
Yeah.
Like, that's when I kind of hit the streets, man, and started leaning toward what I shouldn't have leaned toward. You know what I mean? Yeah. And got familiar with old habits and shit that I knew about. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. So, long story short, I fought my way back in it. Got a phone call that off season. Joe Cullen came in. I came in like 300-something pounds. I was fat. You know what I'm saying? But I lost all that weight, man. I went down to Miami, trained with Pete Bomarito.
Okay.
And I shed it like 50 pounds, man. And
Wow.
End up leading the team in sacks, man, that next year.
Man, right there, just you telling your story just shows the willingness to just never give up. And every head back in the game, he was ready to go. You heard me, Mince? Oh, hopefully we'll have Mince come right back. Hold on. Sorry about that. It's acting like it don't want us to be great today.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what happened. It ain't want us to be great. It's all good, man.
Nah, I ain't wanted to be great, but it's cool.
But yeah, man. So talking about the business aspect, I know while you was in the league, you were always a mentor to the other football players. And so let's talk about the mentorship that, a couple of brothers that you put underneath your arm and kind of showed them the way based on your experience being in the league and understanding the business aspect of the NFL.
I mean, it goes, like I said, it goes back to willing and desire. Like, people watched me go through what I went through. So, Brian Young, it feel good when you go to NFL parties and things of that nature. You got the top dogs like, oh, Mince, what's up, man? Oh. You know what I'm saying? That shit good. Like, that's fun. Like, it feel good to know that they knew. Like I said, the day I got the starting job in 2010, I had broke my hand.
Wow.
I broke all this was broke. And my wife would tell you, man, I was practicing my stance, man, with a broke hand, trying to figure out, like, I ain't missing this year. I don't give a shit. And I ended up leading the team in sacks with one fucking hand, man.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and they came back that next year and led them in sacks again. That's how I ended up getting a big deal. So people seen me come from nothing to something.
Yeah.
So it was easier for them to gravitate towards me and listen, when it came to what it takes to stay in this league. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So were there players that, and I'm pretty sure you earned the respect from your peers around the league. So you mentoring them and giving them some wisdom as on your way out, or when you decided that, hey, man, I need to go ahead and give you guys this wisdom because somebody need to show you the ropes before you end up in trouble. I'm pretty sure you helped a lot of guys, and I know the NFL.
Oh yeah, man. Like,
so
we could talk about that all day. Like, I don't want to name drop all day. Like,
yeah, no.
Like, there's been a lot of guys, man, that, and some of them, it hurt me about some of the NFL players. Some of you spend all this blood, sweat, and tears with, and then you go to another team and they kind of brand new. Like, I'm like, bro, like, I'm not fake like that. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I rock with you, I rock with you. You know that from the day we met, back when we hung out from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about being real. Like, I was always real with people. And when they became fake, because they thought that, oh, man, then when I became the Dallas Cowboys captain and sack leader and MVP, now they reaching out. Oh, boy, I see you. You should have been seeing me, man. That was the same thing. I went through a lot, Dr. Kev. Like, when the Jaguars brought in Gus Bradley, I don't know why this guy didn't like me. Like, I just didn't understand it. Like,
yeah,
it was weird, man. I ended up getting Steven Johnson syndrome. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but that's an allergic reaction to medicine. And I almost lost my fucking life, man. And they thought, like, they didn't take it serious.
Man.
I could have sued the Jaguars for $100 million, like,
easily.
But I wanted to play. I wanted to keep playing. I ain't want my legacy to end like that.
Like that.
Even though I still wish I would have had that bread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But God opened up the doors. Like, when they did me wrong like that, it's funny. It's so funny how, like, everybody who did me wrong, I redeemed myself. Okay. I felt like New England did me wrong. I ball out against them every time I played, and they end up beating them when I got cut from the Jaguars and went to the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
So I ended up beating Tom Brady finally, once in my life. You know what I'm saying? Finally. And then I played in the Super Bowl. And then the Denver Broncos, like, they didn't know I was a pivotal part to helping that team get to the Super Bowl. I was there too. I was part of that team. And I ended up going to Dallas. And and Jack Del Rio was like, man, why you left us, man? I was like, because y'all didn't offer me what I was worth, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
And they offered me what I was worth. So that same year, that same year, I ended up becoming the captain of the Dallas Cowboys and balling out and kind of giving Dallas that energy they needed.
Yeah.
To, so, God, like I said, God always allowed me to redeem myself.
Redeem yourself and come back better than what people may have thought. Point blank, man. Period. So talking about that, while playing in the NFL, when did you start thinking like, hey, I have to start thinking about life after sports? For each player is different. An injury may cause them to think about that quickly, or their career just ended abruptly. How did that mentality happen for you?
I was thinking about it the whole time. See, you gotta understand, my mindset and the average football player mindset is different. I done got cut 3, 4, 5 times. How many times? So I'm already thinking about it.
Yeah.
See, a lot of these cats, they have rude awakenings. They be first round draft pick. They've been in the game for 2, 3 years. They guaranteed this and guaranteed that. But dog, that don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? So I started laying down my own bricks, my own foundation. I came up with Men Moving Positive, Mr. Miss Productions, a whole different ways to recreate myself. But at the same time, while I'm building on the football field, my outside life building. You know what I'm saying? I'm networking it.
Yeah.
And people starting to know me for more than just being a football player. Because when it's game over, it's some of these cats have identity crisis, man.
Man, talk about that. Look, some of them go through depression. People don't understand. Once that football stops, there's a lot of things that start to either enhance their life, or sometimes they struggle to get a grip of who they are.
Yeah. Yeah. They have to redefine themselves, because it's kind of like being institutionalized. You've been doing this your whole life, especially those guys who've been doing it from Pop Warner all the way to, you know what I mean? I know it's got to be hard for them. But see, me, I always had a passion for music anyway. So, I was the type that promote mixtapes to DJs that DJ at teams. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably one of the first NFL players that had his own single stunt on every team he played on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and also, I was the first since Emmitt Smith to win a holdout against the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow. That's big. That's big.
And after me, that's why Zeke and Elliott held out, because he was like, man, Mincey won, I can win.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's why they got rid of me 2015. That's why after I beat them in that situation, they kind of blackballed me, funded me out of because they don't want players to have the mentality I have, knowing that you can win. You know what I'm saying? And I won. I beat them. People thought I was crazy. They were like, and then when they looked at the number, they like, no, well, he only holding out for $500,000 because you owe me $10. You ain't giving me $9. You get what I'm saying? I hit my incentive. They said I was 1% shy, 0.3% shy of hitting my incentive. I know because I would count my shit the whole year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't stupid. I know
Miss, you was counting them numbers the whole year because you knew what you knew what you were supposed to get paid.
You damn right. And so when they owed me that $500K, I said, D-Law, his foot broke. Greg Hardy, he's suspended for 8 games. They need me. And I need my money. And that same money that I won, I bought my mom a house with it. See, it all counts, man. Everything counts.
Wow. Well, talking about your hobbies and the music industry, tell us about a couple other things that was your hobby while playing. And now, I mean, you've taken things that are hobbies and you've built it into businesses.
Exactly.
So tell us about that, man.
Well, like I said, I started Mr. Miss Productions way back in 2000. Well, I started, I didn't get active with the company until like 2011. Okay. And then I opened a studio in 2012. And it happened to be right beside a club. And me and the club owner was real close. So when he was booking artists and stuff, I would let him use my green room, my green screen, my studio as a green room, so the guys could go smoke, drink, do whatever they need to do to get ready for their show. And that's when I met Mobb Deep. You know what I'm saying? This was when Prodigy was alive. It was the coolest cats ever, you know. And then word got around town. Everybody started coming to my studio, and they just knew it was popping. And I kind of built off all of those relationships till now. You know, those guys, you know, Kevin Gates recorded at my studio. Like the list goes on. A whole bunch of people recorded at my studio. You know, Uncle Luke, a whole bunch of people.
A whole bunch of people. Man, tell us about some other endeavors that you got going on as well in regards to your entrepreneurship.
Well, right now, you know, we have the Comfy Kush clothing line. Right now, we're in a litigation with Vans. You know what I'm saying? $1 billion company. They want to bully us up out of this. And, you know, we fighting right now. We're fighting hard as we could. You know, I feel like, you know, a lot of these companies be stealing so many black ideas and stealing so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you really look at how this shit works, they'll see you have something great, and then they come take it and say, it's ours. You got to fight before it. Yeah. And it's so fucked up how society is, because if I trademark something first, it's mine.
It's yours.
I shouldn't be arguing with no motherfucker. You ain't come up with this.
Now you got to go pay attorney fees and additional stuff
like it's
to go to court.
America's so backwards, and it's so it is kind of it is full of like white supremacy. Like it's about who got the most money. Like if you got this much, especially most black business, you'll be shocked at how many black. If you go look up all the litigation trials and all that, there's so many black companies just being taken because these motherfuckers they lack the propensity to be creative. They can't create Comfy Kush with K's. You know what I'm saying? Like they put C's on it.
Yeah. They can't be creative, so what they do, they wait till somebody else to build the idea, and then because they have so much of the backing financially, that they come and just take ownership of your stuff. I mean, and that's morally wrong.
It's insane, man. It's insane, bro. Like, you know, I own comedy clubs. I used to own the All New Comedy Club on Beach Boulevard in Jacksonville. Live bar, downtown Jacksonville. You know, I was flipping business and selling them, man. Like, because, you know, you can't money. No, I don't care how much money you make. You can't buy happiness. You know what I'm saying? Like,
can't.
I don't give a shit how much money you make. You can't buy happiness, and that's what the shit about. Like, at the end of the day, I just want my peace. You know, I ain't worried about niggas that owe me. I ain't worried about none of that shit. You know, I don't care about it. I just want my peace, man. Like, you know how it go, man. Sometimes people buy their way out of friendship, like, and they weren't supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? They ripped off for a few $100.
For a few $100.
Yeah, if our relationship worth $100, then go ahead on, cuz. You know what I'm saying?
It's not worth it. It's not. I don't need you around me if that's what our relationship is built on.
Exactly.
So talking about business deals go wrong, like if there's somebody that's listening, what would be some advice that you would give in regards to, you know, based on our experience, knowing, okay, how business deals go wrong, what would be some type of advice preliminary that you would give someone just to make sure they have their ducks lined up in a row?
NFL players, entrepreneurs, rappers, whatever. Listen, it's business. It's never personal. Don't ever, because I used to feel like that. My first 3 years in the league, oh, man, they like me, man. Coach like me, which might be true, but they don't give a shit.
They like what you do.
To keep their jobs.
Yes.
So if they got to annihilate you to keep their job, they will.
Yeah.
So you got to handle your business as a man. Like, you can't be, oh, man, they looking at me. This person looking at me. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
You got to give a shit. You got to put in the grind. You got to focus. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Period.
No, I totally agree. And I hope our viewers that are listening understand that, like understand the business, and people, they love what we can do. They don't want us to have ownership, to own our craft. And so we educate ourselves on owning our stuff and understanding the business aspect of it. Hopefully we'll be better, you know, financially, and be able to help others. And it's so funny, man, because cats used to laugh at me back in the day. Like, they ain't have to say they did it, but I knew they did. I remember Tom Joyner, it's the Tom Joyner Morning Show. His son used to record in my studio, right? So when I got cut from the Jaguar, he don't know why I got cut. We listen to Tom Joyner in the morning. Jacksonville Jaguar player got cut because trying to be a rapper and all this other shit. He would condemn him, and I know who told his daddy who, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I already knew what the fucking story was. Like, yeah, and Tom Joyner, if you listen, motherfucker, yeah, I know. Junior, yeah, I know it was you. And he tried to embarrass me, and God didn't allow none of that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't allowed none of it. You know, I made a way. Like, I got up out of that,
and created a whole nother lane. And I'm so glad that I did what I did, because now I got a foundation outside of football, and I don't have to live by no fucking defensive end. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that
I'm
identity.
Mr. Mince.
Yeah.
Jeremy, Mr. Mince. Like, and I branded that throughout the league to where even coaches was calling me Mr. Mince, because if you're going to represent a brand, you got to go all in, and you can't be shy. You can't be shamed. You got to go all in, man.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah. So talking about building your businesses outside the league, talk about the philanthropy. You know, what philanthropy means to you, and how what you're doing is impacting the society.
Man, listen, I love it, man. I've been doing that. I started out, I fell in love with it my rookie year. I did this thing called Bash in the Borough in Statesboro, Georgia, and I would like just take different artists, local people, and put them on stage, let them get their shine on. I'll book an artist, and then each year it got bigger and bigger. Like, I had Jacob Lattimore perform, the leading role guy.
Okay.
On the Shy. The OMG girl, T.I. Tiny and them daughters. Pastor Troy, J Dash, before he even sold any, you know what I'm saying? Like, sold like that. Like, it's like I was already on it. You know what I'm saying? I was already ahead. You know what I'm saying? I already understood what it took. And I did that year in, year out. And it was free, man. Free for people to eat.
Free.
Yeah, it was free for people to eat. It was free for people to do everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember one year I had like 15 NFL players in my hood, like 15 in my hood. And the kids was like, Kaya came and she did a K-Wayne contest. Like, you know, we done it so many times that I have to like really, I gotta rewind back to even remember some of these experiences, man. And I just kind of check it off and keep going.
Yeah, because you've done so much. I mean, and it's crazy when you could be able to sit back and think about the things that you've done in the past to help, and to be able to pave the way for so many other people. You know, even people from your community that you grew up in Georgia, to be like, look, man, Mr. Mince did it. This player did it. This player did it. I definitely could be. I definitely could do it. And even if I don't go the NFL route, I know that I could be a business owner, or I could be able to get out of here and do this and accomplish these goals. And I think, you know, having this podcast where we can be able to have former and current players come on here, professional athletes, and just talk about their story, it's helping everybody, you know, and giving people a better perspective of who you are outside the helmet.
My goal, my thing, Doc, was always just to give people hope. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you look at my story, dog, it's a story of never losing hope.
Yeah.
Perseverance. You know what I mean? Like, I was always told, like, even coming out of high school, I went to junior college, and shit, I didn't even know, like, I wouldn't have got a scholarship if I ain't finished in 3 semesters. I just prepared myself to finish in 3 semesters.
Yeah.
In case. And it ended up working. Like, it was like, yo, Ed will tell you, man, like, couldn't nobody outwork me, bro. I like, while everybody taking their time, I'm doing sit-ups and push-ups with my headphones on. Because I got shit to do, and I got places to be.
Yeah.
It's the urgency. You know, I always had urgency. People say, like, man, why you go so hard? Well, because something's gonna happen in the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, faith without work is dead, man. I had all the faith in the world, but I was putting in the work with that faith. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, talking about, because my next question was going to ask you, what would be your advice? If you had to give advice to our viewers, I mean, you talked about hope, you talked about a sense of urgency, what, just the history of the things that you accomplished and things that you've been through. It's been hope and been sense of urgency and just being able to outwork others because you generally just wanted to excel in life, period. And so if you had to give advice, and I felt like you gave 2 already, but if you had to give advice to our viewers that's on here watching, what would that advice be, for people who are just going through different things in life?
It's like, sometimes we all get frustrated and we all get down, but you got to keep chipping away, man. That's why I named my first album Just Work, because that's all I did was just work. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see how everything goes hand in hand with what I'm doing. All this was thought about and plotted, planned, and schemed before it even came about, because I already had the just work mentality. So that's what I'm gonna do. Whatever you working at, man, attack it like it's your last.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you do that and don't look back, you know what I'm saying? No matter how hard that wall is, if you take a little small hammer, and keep chipping on the largest fucking curve, if you keep doing that, you eventually It's gonna be some eventually on the other side of the wall. It might take a long fucking time, but that it's gonna be a hole at the other side of the wall.
Absolutely.
People broken out of jail with a screwdriver. You know what I'm saying? Because that's phase. Chip away. You gotta chip away.
You gotta keep chipping.
Gotta keep chipping, man. Keep moving. That's why I did the regular Scarface. Keep moving.
Yeah. Never. No matter how hard it takes or how hard it's gonna take you to get there, just keep putting in the work, and the results will come.
That's
and
man.
I talk about this all the time. About a lot of times people fall in love with the end result, but never fall in love with the process. And you can't love the end result if you don't love the process. You got to fall in love with the process.
Yeah, man, that's what I did. I used to fall in love because I used to love to see, when I was playing ball, I used to love to see my body change. You know what I'm saying? I used to love to feel my health change. I used to love to see my vertical go from, you know what I'm saying, from this to that. You know, I used to love to see this time go down. I used to love to beat these young cats in a foot race just to beat them. I remember I had Tyrone Crawford so frustrated because I was 31 years old and he was 24. And I would just beat him, and he couldn't understand why. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all, this shit clockwork to me, baby. I don't work so hard. This shit is nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, by the time he figured it out, it was too late.
Man, if you doing everything fast, hard pace, eventually, yeah, you still going fast, but in your mind, everything slows down.
Yeah.
So you're going fast. It's like you can see everything. It takes hard work to become, that,
Yeah. Yeah. But look, man, I appreciate you even coming up on here and sharing your story and giving us some gems about life in general. And that I hope people actually took the information that we gave tonight and use it for themselves and know that there's always hope. And if they continue to chip away, man, that there's success on the other side of the door. And, like I said, I appreciate you, man. I got to get you one of these T-shirts, man. Life After Sports. I got you, man.
I got to get you one of these, man. Men moving positive. Yeah.
Hey, man. I don't wear jewelry, but if you get that, I'm wearing it for you, man. You already know I'm going to wear it.
Already. Hey, listen. And then another thing I'm working on, man, before we get out, man, it's so many talented athletes. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's so many, man. I'm talking about not just playing sports. I'm talking about I had one cat that could play the guitar so raw, man. White cat, man. That Ed could sing like a motherfucker. It's so many people out here with talent.
Yeah. And
people sleep on them just because they're in the league and this and that. Oh, well, you already made it. Don't stop that man from shining his light because he might be the same man to help you if y'all going down the same path. You get what I'm saying? So I just want people to know that, man. Like, don't hate, man. Just congratulate, man, and do you. And you focus on you, bro.
Yeah.
And you can make it, man. Like too many spend too much time worried about the outside. You know what I'm saying? The outside ain't got nothing to do with on the inside of you, you know?
No, I agree with you. The reason I did this, the reason I even started this podcast, because I wanted to highlight all the great things that athletes are doing, what they did in their career, what they're doing outside of the NFL, outside the NBA, and that at the end of the day, they're regular people. You know, they've been granted this gift. And we all have an opportunity to have a gift. We all have a gift. It's up to us if we decide to use it and inspire others and be able to help others to bring those things into fruition. So, man, I appreciate your time, the information here. And I'm going to keep doing this, man, because this is my passion right here, being able to talk with you and for you to be able to educate me and educate the world on what you're doing and how you're impacting others.
Man, that's what it's all about, Doc. Like, if we can't impact others, man, we living for nothing.
Yeah.
And that's what I always understood. That's why I always knew the power was in the people. That's why I gave to the people.
Yeah.
And I did that in Jacksonville. I probably spoke at every school in Duval County. You know what I mean? And it feel good when you hanging at a bar and like Andre, like he did on that one song, that rolling up another switch. Remember he talking about, and we used to make love to you in college. I ran into a couple, man, and they was dating since high school, and they were like, man, I remember you came and spoke to our school when I was in 9th grade.
Wow.
And and the girl said, man, whatever you said, it helped me for real.
Wow.
And she gave me a hug while her boyfriend was there. And her boyfriend gave me a hug too. And he was like, dog, you real, man. Like, most cats like, nigga, you ain't finna.
Yeah, you ain't gonna hug.
No, they came up to hug me, and my wife was right there. She was like, wow. Like,
yeah. But it is not even crazy. The words make an impact on people. Words make impact.
Yeah.
And if people are open to listening and receiving the knowledge, they can learn a lot.
Yeah, man. Man, Kale, listen, bro, we could get on this motherfucker. I could tell you so many stories. So many. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't about that right now. Right now it's just about people understanding the power of hope. You know what I'm saying? Like me, like ain't nobody expected me to make it, bro. I got told I wasn't good enough. I remember sitting outside the club because I was a little thug. I was in clubs in 8th grade, 9th grade. You know what I'm saying? And there was some cats I used to hang with and I grew up with. And I remember telling them, like, man, I'm gonna go to the University of Florida. Man, that nigga looked me right in the face and said, fuck out of here. And I said, all right. I said, you watch. And guess what happened? Everything.
You went there.
So now ain't nothing but they can't hate. You can't do nothing but I defeated all you clowns. Yeah. All of them.
All of them.
No weapon formed against you shall prosper if you really feel like that and you believe that shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's the power, it's the law, it's the laws of attraction, it's the laws of nature. You know what I'm saying? Nature versus nurture. I nurtured my spirit, I nurtured my body, I nurtured my mind.
Yeah.
And made it hard as steel.
Yeah.
So nothing, no matter how tired, no matter how much, he ain't gonna stop me.
Nothing's gonna stop.
Even to this day, like they trying to stop me, but they ain't gonna stop me. Nah. I'm gonna find a way around it, and you know what I'm saying. So
and you've been doing that all along. You've been doing it all along.
Yeah. There's been some bumps in the road. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm talking about major corporations hating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like as you see, we in litigation with Vans. That's hating.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Why goddamn pay an extra $200,000, $300,000 in a litigation for my own shit?
Your own brand.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's up for black people, man. All y'all, not just black people, but people, period.
Yeah.
It stand, you know what I'm saying? Stand for your brand. Outsmart, because these people, man, they robots. All they do is want to take.
Yeah.
Take and then make. And then move you out the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly
with any business.
You're exactly right, man. So look, I appreciate you educating us on the entrepreneurship, you know, and being able to give back to the community. I want all our viewers that are on here to make sure they go and subscribe. I pinned it down here, Mince, laspodcast.com. That's where I put all the subscription of all the videos. All right. Every person that comes on here is on there. So make sure you subscribe to our website, laspodcast.com. Also, Mince, I got to send this to you in the mail. All right.
Okay.
It's my first book that I co-authored. It's called Stereotypes of a Black Male, Misunderstood. All right. I'm going to send it to you. I
definitely want to read that.
All right. Send me your address. Also, for those that are following, if you guys want to purchase this book, it's also on my LinkedIn, on my bio. So you can go there. It's on the LinkedIn on my bio. You can go ahead and purchase it from Barnes & Noble. But I'm definitely sending this to you in the mail, man. So when we get off here, make sure you send me your address.
And it's still all good. Baby.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man.
Salute,
Life after sports. I appreciate you, Mince, man. Have a good night, my brother.
You too, man. Appreciate you, brother.
All right, peace, man. Thanks. 100.